Hey everybody, Dr. Rick again, dropping in on you. It's been one of those days. It's been crazy, but hey, gotta do what I gotta do. I've got things happening that are so excited for what we're doing this year. Like I said, our goal is to touch 1 million lives this year, and that's not gonna come by sitting on our hands and being content with the way we've done things in the past. We are touching all bases, and we're creating new avenues and new systems of engagement, and I'm excited about it. Look, not gonna be long because I'm running out of daylight, and I really want to get this message home to you. Over 10 years ago, had the worst time of my life. You've heard me talk about this before. 10 years ago, I had the worst situation and time of my life. Never had I been that low in my life. Coming off of unbelievable, unparalleled success. Thinking I had reached a pinnacle and point where there's no way I could ever end up where I ended up. But I was there, flat on my back. And I had to start over, and without capital. I'm sitting there with my laptop and $2.47 in my pocket. And I said, the internet is about to blow up bigger than it has been in the past. It's going to be an opportunity for people to create business, and I'm about to prove it to myself. There were a lot of quote-unquote gurus, teachers, who were talking about do it this way. There was a bunch of bull crap being sold on the internet about one click this, one click that, and you're off to profits, one click to profits, and everything else, which was BS. But there are a couple of people, that I saw that were legitimately doing it. And they were being endorsed by people who I had trusted, who had great reputations, who was talking about what they were doing. So I started to study them. I couldn't get close enough to them to actually get a phone call, but I studied what they did. I looked at what they were doing. I started to map out what I was doing. In the meantime, I set up a writing and editing service and platform, which now is still a part of Odyssey Media Group, and publishing, which is one of my publishing arms. Which all of this stuff that I do now came from the table in Starbucks in Dallas, Texas, in West Village, which is one of the largest Starbucks in the country. Over 150, 60 something capacity. It's huge. But that's where I sit every day for over a year. Going through the rough time of my life, nobody knew it. But I had that laptop in that place and a vision. And I was determined that I wasn't going to die, I wasn't going to starve to death, and I wasn't going to fade into the night and never be heard of again. And so I said, I'm rebuilding. And I built the first company, a writing and editing company. Made my first dollar the same day. Wasn't a whole lot of money, but I proved if you can make $1 doing it, you can make 100 doing it. You just got to know how to scale out. So I became a master at starting things on small scale and scaling out. What that did was it allowed me to create businesses without a whole lot of startup and immediately move into profit because I didn't have the overhead of the startup. And I became a master. I created a formula of doing it, and I've done it over and over again. And I've created these businesses. I've launched these businesses. Some businesses I had before all of the things went up, I just relaunched them from a different perspective using an online platform to be able to promote them and to get the services out. I've had clients since that day in Sydney, Australia, Perth, Australia, South Africa, Dublin, Ireland, all over the UK, Nigeria, Jamaica, San Juan, Dominican Republic, Costa Rica, and almost every state in the United States. Starting with that laptop, no capital, just knowing I needed to make money. And I'm telling you this because there are a bunch of people out there right now who need to either supplement their income or have found themselves unemployed because of the pandemic, or found themselves pushed in a situation where they know they're not happy and they don't see an out, and there's nobody that is giving them an opportunity. You create your opportunities. Am I telling you that your first business is going to be your passion? No. What I'm telling you, your first business has to be a business that you know will make money. Your first business has to be a business that has a proven track record that you can get out there. What I have done is I've decided to give my formula front and center and teach it to those who want to learn it and get you going. And I'm talking about how to launch. And this isn't going to be, come take this course with me for 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 10 weeks. No, I'm going to teach you this course in a week, get you launched in a week, and to your first sale as quickly as a week. I'm telling you it can be done. I'm telling you this is a formula that I've used over and over again for almost everything. Matter of fact, I have literally, over the course of these 10 years plus, I have literally had moments where I came up with a concept, an idea, and within 24 hours of it hitting my mind, I had it online and had made my first sale. Now, obviously, that's me knowing how to work the process, knowing how to put things together, and being able to do it in that time. I could get you done like that, but you wouldn't learn it. It would be me just doing it for you and getting it up. I could get that done for you, but that's not what we're here for. We're here to teach you a step-by-step process. Let me tell you something that my business mentor taught me over 30 years ago. And it's a principle that I still use today when I'm conceptualizing an idea. He says that if you come up with an idea for business and you cannot put the entire concept on a napkin, you too complex, your mind's too clouded, it's not going to work. You should be able to map it out. It doesn't mean that when you break everything on that napkin out, that it's not going to be pages and pages upon things that you have to work out, your business plan, your marketing analysis, and all this other stuff that you got to put together. But you should be able to look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps tops. I create 5-step programs. I create 5-step concepts. I've done it all of 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 5 steps. The 5th step, you're gone. You're out there and you are in a position to make money. And then people say, well, how much can you make? There are no typical results. You know why? Because the results are going to be dependent upon the amount of energy and effort. You got to understand, when I started doing this is how I was eating, literally. This is how I was eating. This is what was paying for my housing. This is what was paying. I mean, I hit rock. I mean, I got snatched off the pinnacle, off the mountaintop. And over the course of a couple of years, I tumbled, and I could not stop it. There were a lot of things that just had to take place. It was a part of a combination of things, poor decisions about who I was allowing in my circle, some poor business decisions, a certain level of arrogance because I had never tumbled. I mean, I was just knocking stuff out the park. So I didn't think I could fail. I just thought, shoot, I'm gonna go out there. I didn't think that one bad decision could lead to so many other things that would take me out. So I was there. But let me tell you, I was there and I had to eat. So it wasn't a hobby to me. It was show up, do your workout at the gym, be at Starbucks in the morning, because I was working out at 24 Hour Fitness downtown in Dallas. Do your workout, be at Starbucks when they open that door at 5 o'clock. When they open that door, I was the first person at that door every morning. And sometimes I was the last person to leave at midnight at that particular Starbucks. But I guarantee you I was there well into the dark hours. And I worked. Yes, did I take a break and go walk or whatever and, whatever? Yes, but I was there working my butt off. Not only did I get things done online, but being there and being that committed, it opened the door for people that saw me on a consistent basis to want to know what I did. And it was some of those people that were the providence that I needed to take things to the next level. So what am I saying? I'm saying that there is absolutely no excuse for you not doing what you need to do. If you don't have the funding, you've got to create an income that extends beyond what you're getting, that you're making it or you're getting by with, or you're barely getting by with, or whatever it is. You've got to have something else to fund it. So you may not start out with your passion. The first thing I did wasn't necessarily my passion. Yes, do I write well? Do I like to write? Yes, but I don't want to be checking everybody else's stuff and writing stuff for everybody else. I wanted to write my own stuff, but I had to get going. In the meantime, I am writing books on the side, created my own publishing house. Out of that, now I have authors who I've published. All of this stuff comes from that day when I sit down and realized I've hit rock bottom. But I'm gonna tell you something about rock bottom. Les Brown has this saying, says, when you get knocked down, try your best to land on your back. Because if you're on your back, you can look up. And if you can look up, you can get up. But there's another way of looking at it as well. And I agree with that. I mean, like, hey man, if you can look up, if you can see up, you know that there's something above where you're at. And you go for it, you reach for it, you grab for it, you fight for it. You do whatever you gotta do to get there. But there's also something else that happens. When you hit as far back as you can go, your back is against the wall. Guess what happens when your back is against the wall? There's only one thing you can do. You can either be crushed or you can come out swinging. You can push off and fight and come out of it. And that's what I had to do. What I want to tell you is don't wait until your back is completely against the wall. Don't wait till you're at rock bottom. You have a chance right now to take advantage of something that can completely change your life. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. You're not gonna jump out there and make $100,000 in a week. That's not gonna happen. What I can tell you is, can you get to $1,000 in a week? Yeah. Can you get to more than that? Yes. Can you get to where you're making six figures doing something online? Absolutely. I've done it. So I'm telling you that from my experience, not some stuff I read in a book, but what I literally taught myself, because I couldn't determine who I could get to, and the people that I knew who were really actually doing it. I mean, going out there making all kind of stuff. Frank Kern, John, what is John's name? But John was the first person to actually do $1 million in a 24-hour period online. Did he have a whole bunch of things he could set up to make that happen? Yes. It wasn't just like he was a person that didn't know anything, started from scratch. He had followers, he had an email list, he had a bunch of things, but he was able to leverage it and prove that you can literally generate $1 million through one medium in a 24-hour period. He did it. So I studied him. I studied Frank Kern. And when I got enough money, I paid for their products and ordered their products and learned from them. And I still communicate with Frank Kern. If you don't know who it is, look him up. He's done mellowed out a whole lot from the Frank Kern that I met with the long hair hanging down and kind of a surfer dude. You know, he's cut his hair and he's mellowed out. And, you know, it's been 20 something years since I first reached out. No, it's been 20 something years since I first knew who he was. And it's been over 10 years since I first contacted him, and a lot's changed. But let me tell you this. What I want to do with you is I want you to literally have your first online business, and in the process, get it done in 7 days, be up and running and accepting orders in 7 days, and have not spent more than $500. You'll look and you'll see the cost of the course. It's worth every dime. Depending on what you decide to do, because there are a number of different ways you can take this. And I'm going to give you all of them. I'm going to give you every way that you can do it, and you can choose which one you want to do first. But I'm hoping you'll do all of them at some point, just to create these multiple streams of income. The beautiful thing is there's this thing called deployable assets. A deployable asset is something that you make and you put out there, and once it's out there, it keeps making money. Videos that are monetized are deployable assets. Books that are constantly out there for purchase are deployable asset. Courses. You see me do a lot of courses are deployable asset. I work one time over a period of time to create that course. Once I create that course, I put it out there. I have courses on Udemy that I created 4 years ago, something like that, that I get emails from. You just earned blah, blah, blah from Udemy from your blah, blah, blah course. I've got courses that I sold and got royalties from, but I sold the rights to for 5 years. That 5 years expired, so I start pulling that back. And now I'm about to deploy it again, but it's gonna be all mine. I'm just talking about different things that you can do that I'm gonna teach you while getting you to set up with the formula, because there's a formula, there's a launch formula of how to do it. There's also some things I'm gonna be teaching you in the future. It's called a seed launch formula. What's a seed launch formula? A seed launch formula is a formula that you literally launch this to actually get the money you need to provide the service. It's a seed launch. You literally get your patrons to fund your development of whatever you're going to actually provide them with. And it's a seed launch, but that's later. I'm going to teach you that later. But right now, what I want you to do, if you're serious about launching a legitimate business online and you want to learn how to do it in 7 days and then repeatedly do it until you get to the point where you literally are able to finance whatever your vision is. And then the thing about it is you can learn how to put it on autopilot. So even after you decide, okay, now I'm doing what I love to do, but I want this to keep making money, there's a way to do that. I'm going to get you set up and all of that. Look in the description box. Check the link, sign up for the course. You're going to be contacted to set up your start date. And your start date will be with me personally. I'm not passing you off to nobody. I'm not outsourcing it to anybody. This is a one-on-one. I want to talk to you face to face, get a feeling of what it is you're trying to do, get you on the quickest path to get there, and show you how you're going to monetize your own vision. So with that being said, go to the description box, the post box, wherever you're watching this at, click that link and sign up. It's going to be the best investment you've made in your future. On that note, I'm out of here.